Okay, so I just got home from the Emirates. I was at the game, and after a 2.5 hour drive, I'm absolutely knackered, but what an experience. You guys are going to absolutely love the match day experience vlog tomorrow. But let's do a normal Operation Arsenal review. So I was at the game and I was expecting a win. I predicted a 2-0 win. I thought we would score two in the first half and then kind of just cruise to victory. Well, I was pretty much spot on at half time. It was 2-0, and I expected the second half to be very much just second gear, just getting the game done with Liverpool in mind, right? But actually, the second half was more, more impressive, much better than the first half. We can have a look at the match momentum here. Um, did Leeds do anything? Realistically, did Leeds have a shot on target in that second half? You'll see in my vlog tomorrow, I talk a little bit about that. Yeah, Leeds didn't exactly show up. But what I will say is the first half being 2-0 up, I would almost say it felt somewhat similar to the full-time result we got last week against Manchester United. It kind of felt like we were winning, but maybe didn't even do enough to deserve that. But realistically, Manchester United were the better side. Leeds weren't the better side in that first half. It's just Arsenal didn't really put much together with all of the domination, all of the possession. We didn't do enough with it. So in the second half, even though we were 2-0 up, I still wanted to see more. And that's exactly what we got. It was an incredible second half. Now, going into the game today, there would have been a few things that people would have wanted. Arsenal fans would have wanted. Obviously, another win and a clean sheet. We got both of those things. We would have loved an Eze announcement. We wanted to see him unveiled walking onto the pitch. We got that. We also absolutely, desperately would have wanted Gyökeres to get his first goal for the club at home, first goal in the Premier League. We got two of those. It's pretty spectacular, and to be fair, I wasn't thinking this going into the game, but as soon as I saw that Max Dowman was on the bench, I was itching to see him come on, and we got that. And not only did he make his debut at 15 years old, 200 and something days, he's obviously one of the young, I think he's the second youngest player to ever play in the Premier League. Only Waneri being about 100 days younger, I believe, at the time when he played against Brentford all those years ago. It wasn't even that long ago, was it? It's unbelievable. But he didn't just play, he was absolutely superb. He got about half an hour, and I would say in that half an hour, he was one of the best players on the pitch. 15! Just take a second. Just 15. 15. I could say something like, "Oh, he's just got his GCSE results." No, that's next year. It's just, oh, I don't even know what to say. At one point, it was a really proud moment. I'm sure a lot of Arsenal fans will agree. We had Max Dowman, Lewis Skelly, and Waneri all on the pitch at the same time. It's just, oh. And of course, Saka's in there, Hail End product. Oh, mate, it's just, and Eze's going to be thrown in as well. And obviously, Eze was at Arsenal when he was a young teenager. I think he was 13 and he was let go. He's returning home. Oh, there's just so much to dissect and talk about. Let's just quickly go through the Leeds team because I looked at the lineup and kind of just scoffed at it a little bit, like, because they're obviously not going to be that much of a threat at the Emirates. But what I will say is I think they'll be a lot more tricky at home. Obviously, we didn't see the best Leeds team today, but we did see a much better Leeds team against Everton. I'm not saying that they're absolutely going to get relegated, but based off today's performance, it wouldn't surprise me if they're really going to struggle. They're going to have to rely on their home form so much. I was impressed with their number 18 in the first half. I didn't know who he was. I had to check. I think he's a brand new signing. He looked pretty good. Um, James and Nonto had nothing. Perot through the middle had nothing. I was interested to see Tanaka. I think he's been sensational for Leeds, but he struggled and got hooked off in the second half. I think in general, they're going to struggle away from home this season if they play like that. They didn't have any control whatsoever, but you're arguably up against, one of the three big teams that control and dominate possession. Although we didn't see that at Old Trafford last week, did we? It was the complete opposite. We really held the ball today. Um, it was very impressive. So, of course, two not so good things, two injuries. Erdegaard came off after 38 minutes. Now, I saw the challenge. I haven't seen a replay. I actually haven't seen the highlights yet. I literally walked in the door, sat down, and I started recording. I want to get all my thoughts out there. Um, but I would imagine that Erdegaard's going to be okay. I saw him go to the touchline and take some tablets. I'm presuming it's paracetamol or something. Um, I'm hoping that's not going to be too bad. However, Saka, it didn't look good. It looked like it could be hamstring related. And if so, that's not weeks, that's months potentially. So just fingers crossed, because it was such a brilliant, brilliant game today. A 5-0 win, first home game of the season. Dauman's start, his first, not start, sorry, his first game for Arsenal in the Premier League, his debut, that's the word I was looking for. Gyökeres getting 2 goals. Obviously, Eze being announced as well. It's just beautiful day, and then it's kind of just been ruined by 2 injuries. What I will say is Waneri came in and played in this more central role. He was really good, dictated play, dropped deep, got the ball, did exactly what Erdegaard does. But what Waneri brings is okay. He doesn't have Erdegaard's kind of leadership traits. He's obviously way more inexperienced. He's a lot younger, but he has this fearlessness. He's willing to have a shot. He's willing to go for a dribble. Whereas Erdegaard, he always seems, at least to me, to always look for the safer option if he can't do that normal left-footed whipped ball in behind or the fake, the reverse pass, like down the line to Saka. If that's not on, he just goes for the safe pass backwards. And I really thought Waneri did well. Special mention to Zubamendi, by the way. Oh my God. I mentioned it in the vlog so many times. He wasn't even that great, by the way. I just want to point out, though, this guy's brain is on another level to a lot of footballers I've ever seen. There's players that are smart, and then there's players that are Zubamendi smart. It's about being in the right place at the right time, even when you don't receive the ball, even when you don't have the ball, even if you're not expecting the ball. He's always an option. There's just always, oh, look, Zubamendi's there if we need him. And I can imagine that Rice, if you asked him right now, what's it like to play with Zubamendi, he'll say it's just a dream. It's just no matter what. If Rice is slightly out of position or if Erdegaard's slightly out of position, guess what? Zubamendi's covered it. He is absolutely sensational. The word Rolls Royce or the term Rolls Royce gets thrown around a lot, especially for defenders. We need to now use Rolls Royce in other positions. Zubamendi is a Rolls Royce of a DM. If he was a bit quicker, if he had a little bit more pace, he would easily have the potential to be the best defensive midfielder in the world. I think that is slightly what lets him down because he is pretty slow. A few moments today where if he had that extra bit of pace, it would have been amazing. So let's talk about my man of the match, Timber. Wow, 2 goals and an assist. Absolutely incredible. I think a lot of people were surprised, as I was, to see Ben White start at Old Trafford. And there's nothing wrong with Ben White. Okay, I want to make that perfectly clear. But Timber, if he's fit, he starts. It's an absolute no-brainer for me. And I don't want to see Ben White starting if Timber's fit. Ben White can absolutely play. I'm not saying he shouldn't be playing for Arsenal. I'm just saying he's nowhere near as good as Timber for me. And I was on the touchline with Timber in that first half. He was running alongside. I was quite near the touchline. Wow, he's a machine. But there's just something about he can't seem to do 90 minutes. I know he's had injury problems, and I'm really hoping this season will be different. A quick mention for Saliba, Raya, and Gabriel because they were brilliant. Raya made an absolute worldie of a save in the first half to keep it 0-0. but Calafiori deserves a shout. And I think we're seeing, I mean, pretty much, I'm just going to pat myself on the back for this because I said going into the new season, I want Calafiori starting. He gives us more threat in set pieces. I mean, Miles Lewis Skelly isn't a threat in the box, just isn't. I think Miles Lewis Skelly is going to end up as a midfielder. I truly believe he will transition. There are reports that Arsenal aren't done in the window and they're actually looking for a left back. That just, I'm not. Let's just sell Zinchenko first, shall we? But Calafiori at left back for me is the right choice in almost every situation. He is he's Mr. Reliable. If he stays fit this season, we're going to see the absolute best of him, and a reason why he should be starting ahead of MLS. But I will say, Lewis Skelly came on and did brilliantly, and it's just a testament to how strong this squad is now. We've got two left backs, two right backs, we've got four centre backs, we've got six central midfielders, we've got just positions covered with brilliant players. And you know, Madueke, I think this is unfair, 6.7. He was actually very effective, especially when Saka came off and Madueke went to the right. I thought he was really good. Have I covered everything? Obviously, I should mention Gyökeres. Have I talked about his goal? His first goal, obviously, he scored a penalty. The second goal, um, won by Max Dowman, by the way, unbelievable. And the penalty was dispatched brilliantly. I think even if Saka's on the pitch, Gyökeres is still going to be our penalty kick taker. I think Mikel Arteta already confirmed that that's the case. And that's great because that means he is going to pick up more goals. Yes, there'll be penalty goals, but still, he's got two today now because of the penalty. But his first goal, I was right behind him. The first touch wasn't great. The second touch wasn't great, but just a boulder of a guy. He just literally bulldozes his way through. If he gets tackled there or, you know, just feels a touch, he'll just go down and get a penalty himself. But the finish was composed. You can see a big amount of relief. Just, okay, I have arrived. And he obviously did his brilliant, absolutely amazing. The crowd absolutely went crazy when he scored his first goal, and his penalty as well. But surprisingly, the biggest roar of the night was actually Eze walking out. And you can see how much it meant to Eze as well. Um, that must be an incredible feeling. Imagine that you're walking out into a packed stadium before the first home game of the season, 10 minutes until kickoff, and they announce your name. It's been one of the most talked about transfers this transfer window. A short lived hype, I guess, because no one really saw the switch up coming. He's signing for Tottenham. Everyone went quiet. Bang, he's at Arsenal. But it's such a hyped transfer, and all the Arsenal fans knew it was coming. We kind of hoped we'd see it today. The club teased it online. Make sure you're in your seats at 5:15. We have something special coming. We all knew it'd be Eze. Just imagine though, you just walk out and you've got 55,000 people, excluding the away fans, although they probably clapped as well because everyone loves Eze. It must have been a wall of noise, and I can only imagine how amazing that must have felt for him. He's going to be a class player for us. He really is. But that, guys, is going to be the end of my review. Tune in tomorrow for the matchday experience vlog. I captured a lot of footage, and what a day out. So really excited to show you guys that tomorrow. Top of the league. Liverpool next.